Maple sugaring is very weather dependent, so the process for making maple syrup begins when the weather is right. It has to be early spring when the trees are breaking their dormancy, and temperatures above 40 is nice, and then freezing at night. And in our sugar bush here at the Raalte farm, we have about 100 taps or 100 different buckets and such out here. Tap, tap, tap. I think everybody likes to do things instead of just stand back and watch stuff, in part. So this is a program where the kids get involved. We have them gather. They help tap a tree when we're tapping. And, they actually do some things, and then they get to taste the syrup a little bit at the end of the program. So they see the whole process, see it being made, and then get to taste it at the end. So the kids really enjoy it. So we pour this through this little screen. It's good not to let the sap sit in buckets for days. If you got a quarter of a pail, we gather it. We gather it. Lately, I've been doing a gather every day, the last 2 days. We bring the sap in through a reservoir where it's held, and it's processed as fast as we can to make a good product. It has to be taken from about 40 gallons of sap down to 1 gallon of maple syrup. I'm working on a batch right now. It'll be about 2 gallons, I hope, at least. And it's taken me a couple days collecting and boiling to get it down to where we have a decent batch. And this has done a lot of boiling. It will come down to here quite sweet, and this is where we concentrate it into syrup. This spring has been quite different in that it's been so cold. So our sap flow has been real spotty and not nearly the amount we've had other years. So every little bit we don't want to waste, and it takes a lot of sap to make syrup. We pour what we think might be syrup into this little gadget here. It's called a hydrometer, and it measures the density of the liquid. The more dense it is, the higher this little glass device will float. It's not floating yet, so when it gets up to a little red line, even with the surface of the liquid, then it is syrup. So it goes from 2 to 3% sugar when it comes in from the trees to 67% sugar when it's floating right there. And we have maple syrup. And then we have to hustle and get it out of here. We don't want it to go above 67% or it might start to crystallize in our bottles. And we take it out right away and filter it. And then we bottle it. And that's all it is to making maple syrup. We don't add anything more to it.